Hello, denim heads. This is David from the Sons of Selvedge podcast, here for a 5x1 review, where I tell you 5 things you want to know about one rugged good. And today I'm looking at the Heavy Mariner jacket from Freenote Cloth. This is Freenote's version of the classic military N1 deck jacket. So point number 1, this thing's solid black, with the exception of the zipper, but I'll come back to that. To me, that was a huge selling point because every time I've seen a reproduction of an N1 deck jacket, it's always in like a tan, an olive, or maybe a navy if you're lucky. Or even sometimes I have seen a black cloth, but the shearling's never black as well. So it might be like a black cloth with like a tannish brown shearling. So this, to me, the fact that it was black top to bottom, both the lining and the exterior, was the key selling point. And of course, you've got this amazing universal zipper, which I think looks cool as hell. It's in like a kind of a polished, matte steel or maybe a nickel. It's got like a really beautiful brand on the front, and I'm just really happy with that. So point number 2 is the lining. So this is lined with shearling, which is a type of wool, basically all through the front of the body, all through the rear of the body. There's also a little pocket in here just in case you need it, and also all the way down through the sleeves. So basically the jacket's insulated in all areas, which I really appreciate. That said, there is one design flaw, or maybe something I would improve, and that's that they did not line the pockets on the front. So like when I'm putting my hand in there, there is no shearling. I know that some of the competitors do that, and I probably would have done that if I was designing this jacket myself, but I'm assuming Freenote did this for a reason. Maybe to make it more subtle and lay flat, but I think that's an improvement that could be made. All right, so point number 3 is the material. So this is made out of what's called Whipcord, and I believe this is a Whipcord fabric from Japan. So if you'll notice, it's a super, super tight weave, and the way it looks, it almost looks like teeny tiny little corduroy lines. You don't see the angle you would normally see in a twill fabric, but why Whipcord's really nice is it's basically windproof. The weave is so tight and that it essentially prevents wind from blowing through the jacket. So if I'm standing here in heavy winds, like I was yesterday when I was wearing it, and my hair's flying around, I don't feel it. And that also kind of mitigates the fact that these pockets are not lined with shearling, as I mentioned before. At the minimum, at least, the wind's not going to get your hands cold when you're wearing the jacket. So that's a big plus for me. So point number 4 I'll cover is the fit. So I'm around 165, maybe 170 pounds, and I'm a 6'2" person, and I usually wear a large, US large in all of my garments, and this jacket is just on the money. So because it's a raglan sleeve, I can't tell you exactly what the shoulder measures, but basically from the center of the back all the way down to the end of the sleeve is 36.5 inches, which, as you can see, works great for my really long monkey arms. The chest is 24 inches width. The opening here is, I think, 21 and a half, maybe 22 and a half inches, and then the center back length is 27. So for me, in a size large, this thing's perfect just to throw on top of a button-down shirt like I have now, or even something like a t-shirt or a light sweater. I'm not sure if I could throw this on top of like another layer, but over a shirt, it's perfect. So point number 5 I'll cover is some additional details that help keep the jacket that little bit warmer. So there are 3 different things you can do to kind of like cinch it down for warmth. So first is that the neck has a hidden strap that can button to itself or button across to keep your neck warm. Look a little bit like a turtle, but I think it's cool. Second, you've got snaps on the waist, but with 2 different positions, so a tighter position and a looser position. I don't think I really have the room to use the tighter position, but it's there. So if you really taper a lot, maybe you can take advantage of it. And then point number 3, sorry about the dog barking, is they basically have like a sweatshirt lining, elastic lining in the cuffs. So that way it kind of helps keep the wind from blowing into the jacket, because the jacket does have like a barrel sleeve. So it kind of opens straight at the end. It doesn't taper and cinch around your wrist. And then maybe one thing else to note is, though this has very long sleeves, I do sometimes see like a really tight fitting Western shirt where the cuff will like inch its way out of the jacket, and so I kind of have like my shirt sticking out. I think that's more due to the elastic than due to like the length of the arm. You just kind of shake it and it kind of goes away. But do know that that's going to be a small little knit if you buy this jacket. So anyways, this is my favorite jacket. I wear it pretty much all the time when it's cold out. I'll pick it up over my pea coat, meltable pea coat. The only thing that maybe I wear this much is that Rocky Mountain feather bed Christie vest when it's just not as cold. But this thing's just rock solid. I think it's a worthy investment, and hands down my favorite winter jacket.